Hawksby and Charlie Baker here on TalkSport. And still to come, Ryan Hall from the World of Rugby League joining us for Chat Super League returns. We change codes now. We're going to talk a bit of rugby union. And the good people of the Wooden Spoon, the children's charity of rugby, have popped in to see us in the shape of Andrew Jones. And Gavin Hastings, the former Lions skipper, is joining us down the line. Hi, Gavin.
Hello, Gavin.
Good afternoon, lads. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good. We've got your friend Andrew here.
Yes,
hi, Gavin.
Yeah, Andy knows everything about Wooden Spoon and all what's planned on the eve or the days leading into the amazing game between the Lions and Argentina to kick off this year's Lions tour. So it's going to be some occasion, that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll come on to the Lions in a minute. But first, Andrew, we should talk a bit about Wooden Spoon. You got that's a special event, isn't it? A world record attempt that you're going for. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So it's the hi guys, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you.
Invite and lovely to meet you. Been a fan of the show for many years.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Sorry, Andy's not here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wooden Spoon and another one of our charities that are a partner of the British and Irish Lions Trust.
Yeah.
Loose Heads are trying to break the record for the longest game of rugby.
Okay.
Continuously. Currently stands at 32 hours. I think we actually hold the record for that at the moment.
Blimey.
Wow.
And so there's going to be 92 players going over to Navan Rugby Club on the outskirts of Dublin to play. So 46 women, 2 teams of 23, and 46 men, 2 teams of 23, playing simultaneously to try and right the way through from 8 a.m. on the 17th of June and finish at 8 p.m. on the 18th of June.
Wowee. 2 teams of 15 people, or
we say 23s, and then you have like a
rolling subs.
Correct. So one of the things
rolling by the end of it, certainly, I would imagine. Yeah.
Rolling something.
Yeah.
So each player will have to play a minimum of 24 hours of rugby.
Wow.
So in 4-hour increments, as I say, starting at Wednesday at 8 a.m. and then finishing at Thursday on the 18th at
Fantastic.
8 p.m.
And what are you hoping to raise? What sort of money are you looking for?
So yeah, as I sort of said earlier, it's no jolly for the people who are turning up, as you can imagine. There's it's a real test of stamina, isn't it, and endurance. But they've so each player is obliged to raise £1,500 just for the privilege of playing.
Yeah,
and then they have to pay another £950 as well to be there.
Right.
But hopefully the whole event for both the charities and the British and Irish Lions Trust will raise well over £138,000. So
fantastic.
But they get fed, is that right?
Correct.
They get tickets for the game. They get 4 nights accommodation in Dublin. So they're getting something for their money, and they're being part of something absolutely unique. So
absolutely right. Yeah. So come Friday night, and after one of the benefits, as you say, they get to walk on the pitch at half time and parade in front of the Aviva Stadium for the Lions Pumas game. Is I think that'll be the first night for a couple of nights. They'll get a soft bed rather than a tent.
Tell us about some of the work Wooden Spoon does.
So Wooden Spoon, as I say, is the children's charity of rugby. It's a grant-giving charity that raises money for children with disabilities, those who are disadvantaged and those who are disengaged from society. So we fundraise to support the critical numbers that 11% of children in the UK are living with a disability of some sort, 30% of children living below the poverty line, 1 in 5 children are neurodivergent, and 75% of children with a disability never get the chance to actually play sport, any sport at all.
Wow.
So since its inception in 1983, Wooden Spoon has raised over £30 million, helped over 1,600 projects, and directly impacted the lives of over 1 million children. So, Sorry,
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's a very well-established charity. Everybody, I think, has even a passing knowledge of rugby knows Wooden Spoon, and there's been this link up between the games. So if people want to get involved and they'd like to play in Ireland, what do they need to do? Who do they need to get in touch with?
So the roster itself is full up for players as we speak. But if you go onto our website, woodenspoon.org, and then obviously you can at Charity Spoon on our handles, and Wooden Spoon Charity on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can go on there if you want to help with the volunteering side. There's still sponsorship opportunities available there for it as well. So
it sounds like a fun thing to do.
Great weekend.
Raise some money,
and you're in Dublin, so
And Gavin, I take it you're coming out of retirement to play 24 hours of rugby.
Sadly, my hips and my legs are a wee bit sore, so I'm very reluctantly had to decline the kind invitation from Wooden Spoon. I'm absolutely gutted about that, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we're going to be coming live that day from the Lions squad announcement next month. There's some intriguing stuff going on. As a former skipper, it's interesting. There's a lot of Scots in there, if you believe what the bookies are saying, Gavin.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of rugby to be played between now and when the squad is announced. And when you're a player that obviously you're very, very keen to obviously try and make the squad, because it's almost life-changing, as you know, and many of your listeners will know. The Lions only tour once every 4 years, and they go in rotation to South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. And so, unless you're an absolute superstar like Brian O'Driscoll, where you can visit all three countries, over a period of a minimum 8 years. Brian actually visited. He went back to Australia, I think, twice, because he was such a brilliant player. And Alan Wynne-Jones has been in 4 Lions tours in recent times as well. And that in itself is just extraordinary. It's a life-changing experience for players, and you learn so much from your fellow players. The challenge to go and win with the Lions is enormous, and there's only about 4 or 5 teams that have come back from these tours in the last 140 years to have won the Test series. So we can tell from that the challenge is enormous. But it is life-affirming, it's life-changing as well. And it's an enormous endorsement as a British or Irish rugby player to be selected for the Lions.
You've skipped the Lions. Who's your skipper? It seems to be everybody's talking about Maro Itoje and Keelan Dorris. I mean, beyond that, I
don't think there is a beyond that, quite honestly. Unless both players were to suffer an injury that would keep them out of the tour. But it's all about gelling, and clearly the Irish team have been so strong for the last number of years. And, by common consent, there will be a lot of Irish players. And in fact, all the Irish are saying it shouldn't be the British and Irish Lions, it should be the Irish and British Lions. And there's a lot to be said for that, nothing wrong with that. So, it's tremendously exciting. Australia have been a wee bit in the doldrums of late. But I tell you what, once in these careers of South Africans, Australians and New Zealanders, will they get the opportunity to play against the Lions? And therefore, they're going to try their absolute damnedest to be competitive, to try and win, because they're creating history. And for these guys, they can only ever play against the Lions once in their career. And it's actually almost more important than the Rugby World Cup, which for us in Britain and Ireland, we can get the opportunity, if we're good enough, to tour with the Lions every 4 years for maybe a couple of tours. If you're very lucky, if you're exceptional, you might go in 3 tours. And if you're an absolute god like Brian O'Driscoll, you'll go in 4 tours. But that's few and far between in this day and age.
Absolutely. Well, Gavin, I'm sure we'll chat again before the tour. So thank you ever so much for joining us. And thank you, Andrew. Go and check out Wooden Spoon's socials, all their social. The information will be there on the website.
There's a signed shirt up for grabs as well, isn't there? Is that what it is for Canterbury? The good people at Canterbury offering up a signed shirt.
Look at all the coaches have signed it. That's beautiful.
Fantastic.
Shirt. Fantastic.
That's a fundraiser, is it, Andrew?
Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think the guys have said we can probably auction this for Wooden Spoon and share the proceeds for a charity of TalkSport choice as well. So
that's lovely.
We're going to do that together.
We will do. That's brilliant.
Big thank you to them.
Yeah, all the best, Andrew, and good luck with that. Go and check out what Wooden Spoon are up to and be part of that special day over in Ireland, whether you're volunteering. And good luck to everybody taking part, all 46 players.
92.
92. Oh, yeah, 92. Yeah, that's right. Wow, yeah, 40. Blimey.
Paul, can I say a really big thank you to some of the sponsors of that event?
Sure, mind? Of course, very quickly.
Really quickly. Delosco Mortgage Company and Ireland, thank you guys. Oxford Landing going to do a little bit, and our long-standing supporters, Emerta, Rugby Tots, Valencia and Young's Pubs. Without them, we couldn't get this far to put an event like this on, so thank you so much.
Well done to them for helping Wooden Spoon. And don't forget, of course, we're going to bring you live exclusive coverage of all of the Lions tour matches, including the 3 test matches against Wallabies, and we will be live to bring you all the fallout from the squad selection next month. So, lots of top rugby to enjoy over the summer with the British and Irish Lions. It's Paul Hawksby and Charlie Baker. Still to come today, we're switching codes to Ryan Hall from Leeds Rhinos, and Terry Alderson joins us to dust off those Eubank Ben impressions.